It is Dallas Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, guys.
Man, how was the post-game holiday trip to the hunting lodge this year?
Well, it was obviously whenever we can pull the big W off during Thanksgiving, that adds to the festivities. So it was great to get to spend time with all of our family and, my kids and grandkids. Of course, Gene and Jerry were there, but we had us a really great family weekend.
Is it fair to say this is a tradition that you hope carries on generation after generation after generation for the family?
Well, you certainly hope so. I know you don't control those things that far out, but hopefully here for the near future, anytime that we can see, then it'll always be a tradition. And like I said, it sure makes it better when you play well and win the game on Thanksgiving.
Stephen, do you feel like you're getting the production from the inside of your defense that you expected when you made the decisions that you made this offseason? Because I'll be ready to admit it, I didn't expect this type of production.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're pleased at the direction that we're going right now. I think we're still evolving. To be candid with you, I still, think we should keep getting better as Coach Eberflus and his staff get their hands around, the talent we have on the defensive side of the ball and what their skill sets are and what they do best, and vice versa. I think our defensive personnel is getting each week get a better feel for what Coach Eberflus and his staff are trying to accomplish, and we've still got a lot of work to do and a lot of wood to chop, and but if we continue to understand that, I think we're starting to get an identity in terms of, as you said, some of the production that's coming from the middle of the defense. Obviously, getting Overshone back is a huge deal for us. And then, having our starting safeties. We were missing those guys for a period of time there that really hurt us, and they direct traffic back there. They're veteran guys who we count on. So, this defense has, changed a lot than where it was 4 and 5 and 6 weeks ago.
And a lot of that focus we've all had is on the field, but what about in the locker room? How important is it for everyone to get kind of assimilated and get that team chemistry going, especially when you have a lot of new guys or people coming back from injury as well? Well, the challenges this team went through,
3 weeks ago, with the passing of Marshawn Needling, I think it brought us together even tighter as a group, and as Shotty likes to say, a family. And I think Coach Schottenheimer and the staff did a great job with the players. I think the players, certainly, as you said, have an identity and a purpose and playing for one another. And but they've overcome a lot, and I do think this team is just getting better. Obviously, you beat the defending Super Bowl champs and the other team that was in it and had won it the year before. That's two big wins, and it really helps the confidence. And I think, as I said, it helps the team chemistry and the culture in our locker room.
Do you ever take a moment to kind of sit back and smile seeing Schottenheimer have this kind of success right now? As you told us at the beginning of the season, you said you felt it was going to build. You said it was going to be a work in progress, and right now it looks like all that work's paying off. But Schotty has, in his first season, is having some really good success, and I feel like that's got to be nice to see for a guy like that.
Well, it's always good when you, and I don't think we had any preconceived. I know we didn't have preconceived notions. When we finally decided we were not going to have Mike back, that Shotty was our guy. I mean, we really wanted to go through a process, but obviously as that thing evolved and it came around, and it's great to see those things pay off. And certainly he just got, with each interview he was more and more impressive, and certainly we had a good feel for him, but obviously he's I think exceeded everybody's expectations, and he's just doing a great job coaching the Cowboys right now.
Did you guys think that y'all were one move away when you made the trade for Quentin Williams? I've heard some people say, "Oh, is that one move?" Did y'all think we're just this one move away, or was there other things you were thinking at that time?
No, I don't. We try to stay away from one move away winning it in that given year. I mean, this was a long-term play. Obviously, we were making a long-term play when we made a very difficult decision to trade Micah. But we're looking at Kenny not only to help us win this year, but in the future. And then the same thing with Quintum. When you give up that kind of capital for a player, draft capital, then, you got to have a vision. And we just felt like, he was the guy we were looking for in there to go with Osa and Kenny. And that could really make a difference this year. But also it wasn't just a one-time roll of the dice where, we're going to, do something different next year. I mean, those three guys are in our plans and, feel good about how it's evolving and how it's worked out. And we had long conversations about how the three big guys would play together. And, they're all playing 40 to 45 snaps a game. And, right now it's really working out.
Stephen, Javonte Williams, we've all been in love with what he's accomplished this year. He's truly helped my fantasy team. But the other thing, though, is Malik Davis has given us some pop. Can you kind of explain Malik Davis's career here in Dallas as it's gone along?
Well, obviously, he's just gotten better as a football player, and not, he left because he was looking for a better opportunity. But when it didn't work out for him, and we always had a lot of respect for Malik. But I must say, he, when he came back and immediately stepped in. When we signed him, he's done nothing but impress the coaches, not only as a running back, but he's done everything that's asked of him on special teams. He's becoming, one of Sorensen's favorites. So, he's just doing everything that's asked of him. And obviously that's what you want when you're looking for a really good backup running back. And certainly he can do that. I think if he were asked to, he could certainly carry the ball 15, 20 times a game if he needed to. On the flip side of that, we got Jaden Blue, who's coming along, but he's got a different skill set. He brings explosiveness and that type of thing, but he'll grow into being a really good asset for this team as well.
And when you say grow into being a really good asset, I know physicality is a part of it, but mentally, do you think he's had to learn some lessons this year as a rookie about fitting into professional football?
Yeah, I do. I think that can happen to a lot of rookies. I mean, not everybody comes into this league ready to go. And, there's story after story after story where guys get off to a slow start and then evolve into a really good situation. And, not unlike I was talking about, getting a feel for one another. That's been the case with Jaden. And I think Coach Schottenheimer and the staff are learning what his skill sets are and what he does best. Not unlike Turpin. I mean, Turpin evolved into being a good offensive player for us and obviously a great returner. I mean, Jaden Blue's got some of that same explosiveness, and I think he can do some of those things for us in the future.
Turpin, also a great recoverer of fumbles, right?
Maybe the biggest play of the year. I mean, it just, Shotty's going to play that again and again and again when he's coaching these guys to cover down on the ball when the runner breaks out into the open like that. And, that's coached, and he was chasing the ball and right there to get it when the ball popped out. And what a huge recovery. I mean, that, is one of the bigger plays of the year.
I think we'd all agree with that. I know players are always anxious to get back out on the field, and I've heard what he's had to say. Do you expect Trayvon Diggs to be on the field on Thursday? And how big of an impact can he still make for this club?
How he practices this week and how he feels. And, one of the biggest things with Trayvon is he needs to be out there practicing every day, which is not unlike most. I mean, most of the guys, when you don't have a good week of practice or don't practice, and usually the results are similar. You don't play well, and, that's what we need from him. He's, had different injuries that have kept him out of practices most of the year, and we just got to get him to where, he can be out there and consistently practice day in and day out, and then he'll play. Then I believe he'll play well, and he obviously has skill sets that we sure would like to have out on that field. I mean, he's he's always been one of the top getters of the ball, if you will, in terms of his ball production and his ball skills are elite. And I still think, we can get that out of him, and boy, do we need it down the home stretch. But we'll see how this week goes in practice.
A lot of rumor and innuendo out there, of course, so who better to talk to than go right to the source? Do you feel like the organization's relationship with Trayvon Diggs has been strained at all in the last 12 months?
No, I think it's just all part of, when you certainly have challenges and you have adversity, that's a tough thing for players, for the organization when a player's, had the tough injury situation that he's had, with having a couple of real difficult injuries, and then obviously trying to play his way back into, being the type of guy that he wants to be, that we want him to be, and that's certainly why we gave him a big contract, but because we think so much, we think a lot of him.
Did you feel like CeeDee Lamb's game was a "don't ever doubt me" game to everybody out there?
Well, no one in our organization doubted CeeDee Lamb. I can assure you that. I mean, he's one of the great ones. It just so happens there's two great ones running around out there right now that are making plays for us. And as I think we can all see, our fans see, and everybody sees that, that makes it difficult on the other team. And then you mentioned Javonte. He's just having a great year, and Ferguson from the tight end spot. I mean, this offense, and then, of course, the leader of the whole group's Dak. And, in my mind, he's having one of the best years he's ever had as a pro.
Kevin and I both had a conversation this morning. We said we're not going to ask you if you're going to re-sign George Pickens for the rest of the year. If you can agree that you'll tell us first. Does that sound like a pretty good deal?
Well, I can tell you this. Anyone watching him play, what we want. What Jerry and I want is to get him signed. Obviously, we've got work to do there, but certainly, George has just been an amazing pickup for us, and he's doing everything the right way, and certainly a guy that we'd like to have around here.
And, and we saw this again on Thursday, how much of a weapon is not only being able to throw the deep ball, whether it's to Pickens, Lamb, or whoever, but also having receivers that are so good at drawing so many big yardage pass interferences as well.
That's what makes them great. Is I do think these corners that are covered, and they're going to get some really good corners, get anxiety when they can when they feel that ball is about to come down, because they know both those guys just have elite ball skills and so difficult to defend. And I think that's when they start to get grabby and handsy, trying to figure out how they're going to keep them from catching that ball.
Now, Stephen, this stretch that you guys have here, like, it can be daunting. It definitely can be. It can give you reason to drag. Do you see any drag from this team right now heading to Detroit, or is it, no, these wins have just given us a jolt?
Oh, I think it's what you just said, the latter. It's just given us a jolt, and there's so much energy, whether it's led by Coach Schottenheimer and his staff, but the players, Dak, everybody's feeding off one another, and it's nothing but a jolt. And to have the energy of winning football games, there's nothing like it. And obviously we put ourselves in a hole to start, and we still got a lot of work to do. But there's not a better time for a team to, start hitting on all cylinders than the second half of the year. And certainly I think our teams have got a lot of work to do, but at the same time, I think they're feeling the pieces coming together, and they're getting an identity. And, I think that just energizes these guys. And I know Coach Schottenheimer will take care of them physically in terms of when to push and when to let up a little bit in terms of letting their bodies get the proper recovery. But, no, you can feel the energy. Our guys are fired up and, ready for this stretch run.
Now, the next game up in the stretch run, you were talking about the challenges of going up against like truly elite playmakers. What kind of challenges does Jahmyr Gibbs present to the team? Because, man, what a season he's had.
Yeah, he's elite, no question. The juice, the running skills, the receiving skills. I mean, he's a big play waiting to happen. and we're going to have to be all over that. I mean, he's just not unlike some of the guys we have on this team. He's a premier player in this league, and certainly going to be a handful for us as we prepare, to go against the Lions. And that place, they're all behind their lines now, and everybody up there has just done an amazing job of turning that organization around, and their fan base is behind it. It's loud in there, and it's certainly going to be a big challenge for us.
We appreciate the time as always. Best of luck on Thursday. Hopefully get that 4th straight win.
Hey, always good being on. Hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. Take care.